What up, guys? I hope you guys having a great morning. Welcome back to Black Monday with Mob. If you're new to my channel, thank you for finding me on YouTube. I'm Mabu Nakagawa, who started my YouTube channel 3 years ago in Japan. I'm uploading a weekly video every Monday. Black Monday with Mabu is designed for those who are working so hard for your insane company from Monday to Friday. I know you guys had a great time over the last weekend, but now I'm sure you are feeling so down because you guys have to go back work on Monday. Otherwise, go back to school if you are a student. If you agree I'm right, I believe my video would help you to stay positive. More like you could be a vibrant. I would very much appreciate it if you press the like button, subscribe to my channel, as well as you hit the notification button so that you guys get notified for the next episode of Black Monday with Mabu anytime I put out, if you enjoyed, of course. And plus, I'm doing social media with Instagram and Twitter. Please go ahead and check them out as it's not required, okay? I always welcome you. Wake up, folks! Come on! Don't go off your negative energy, okay? Even if you look down, nothing changes. Just take a deep breath. Much better? Great! Now, let's go digging what we get today. Here we go. Today, I want to talk about someone I know at school. He was my high school classmate 20 years ago. Well, why I'm telling you about my high school era is because I encountered my old classmate when I walked around at the local JR station. He noticed me, but I didn't notice him. He said to me, "Hi," but it took me some time to completely remember his physical appearance and his name at the same time, because it's been our first time to meet each other since graduation from our high school. I completely met him again by coincidence. Alright? He just changed everything. He was no more than what he used to be. He looked like he was so swamped with his work every day, tired of working all day, because I saw him wearing a dirty, smelly, and a cheap tie and a jacket. It was all stressed out. I was just stunned with, wow. But it was also meaningful to me. You know why? What happened was that, when we were at high school, he was kind of weird. I mean, for me, he was okay, but for other classmates, he looked like a weirdo. Just like a person who dressed or behavior seems strange or eccentric. For example, when you go to high school, you have about 40 classmates in your homeroom, right? Whatever school you go, there's at least one kind of weird. Just like a person who is not your type. I didn't know how to talk with that kind of people. I just had no idea what to do when we spend time together. Personally, I didn't hate them at all. But I just stay away from them in a distance because they were just not a close friend for me at the time. He was one of them. I didn't really interact with him too much, but 20 years later, when I recalled my old memory after I met him, I came to think I might have regretted that I ignored him, and I should have talked more with him. You know why? Because he looked different. I mean, he had a quite unique character with a sense of humor, particular humor that normal people don't have. In Japan, when you go to school, you are forced to do the same thing as your teacher says. If you do it differently, or if you try to reach the goal from different angle by ignoring your teacher, you are regarded as a weirdo. You're gonna be under-evaluated by teachers. So, uniqueness is not always welcome to Japanese compulsory academic education program, although it's getting flexible and welcomed at present. My high school era was old-fashioned 20 years ago. Anyway, he had a strong motto. He was very smart and straightforward guy. Whatever people put the blame on him, he didn't care because he had a very specific goal he wanted to reach. I figured the way he did was scientifically not good. I thought he was smart but not intelligent. He just loved what he loved. He skipped his class many times, didn't join the school activity like a field trip. 3 days before a midterm or final exam, he comes back to school and take a test and get A. He was that kind of person. I'm not as smart as he is, but looking back what he did in high school is pretty much the same thing as I'm as what I'm actually doing right now. After I made up my mind to become self-employed, I changed my mentality. I decided to stay patient, positive, and hungry whatever happens, and I just do it except for when I sleep. That's my motto. That's how I shifted my mentality from introvert to extrovert. I became open-minded doing YouTube, and I keep in touch with many people in the world now. As a result, I got my life much better. It's fun for me. With that being said, he reminds me of what I do now. I should have imitated him earlier, but it's too late. Anyway, I'm so thankful for him though. So, you know, I had a conversation with him, right? I asked him how's going on with his life, whether he got married or where he lives or stuff like that. He said, I got married, but later on got divorced. I'm a father of 2 kids working for a logistics company, paying child support every month and 30 years of housing loan and stuff like that. That's I was like, oh dear, seriously? You gotta be kidding me. Excuse my language, but I called him loser. Apparently, he seemed like he was so pissed off because I spoke to him badly. I was being rude. I knew he was so upset, but I didn't feel sorry because I told him the truth. Of course, I wasn't too ruthless with aggressive and offensive term like F word. I would select the appropriate word for the situation, but sarcastically, I was actually mocking him. I don't know how he met his ex-wife and how they made out with love, but if my word broke his heart, he could have modified his mistake, right? I advised him what to do precisely. 5 to 10 minutes was actually not enough for me to explain everything I wanted to tell him, but I just gave him my business card and made a promise to meet again. Well, absolutely, it's none of his business. Yeah, if he rejects me, I'm fine. I don't care. I'm just a person who always welcome people if they wanna stick with me or hang out. If they leave, I don't go after them. I'm that kind of person. When my ex-fiancée left me alone, I didn't go after her because that's a decision she made. I didn't say anything more at the time. Maybe that's why I'm not a good person for marriage, actually. If I analyze myself, I think so. Better or worse, that's my life. As far as you have fun, I think that's good. I don't know how you enjoy yourself, but if you don't have a happy day, you don't hope for others' happiness. You know what I'm saying? I see some people love to see happy people going to hell, or more like those who are jealous of seeing wealthy people at the same generation of them. If you know others' happiness is not linked to your happiness, you feel frustrated. He works hard for sunrise to sunset and works overtime, and even on weekend he has to work. I met him on Saturday, yeah. And if you were at the same position of his, how would you react to me? If you can name it in the comment section down if you don't mind. I always welcome you. Okay, so maybe you think it's unfair. You work crazy, you make little money, and it's all gone for your family care. Whereas I work no longer than 8 hours every day, make passive income from stock, and I stay home doing YouTube like this. You don't like anyone doing it. I Google such successful billionaire as Warren Buffett, Steve Jobs, and Jeff Bezos, and I did research on what they did. I reviewed my portfolio and brushed up my financial literacy at my best effort, and I just did it. I don't call myself billionaire yet. I believe I'm doing the right things for me. I don't understand why people do not imitate successful rich people. I collected a lot of good resources from research engine by using a Google Chrome, organized those raw data in Excel sheet, analyzed what I can do practically, and I just did it. That's pretty much all. He could have found a better solution from YouTube, like how to find the best wife from my video, for example. He could have found more useful info on how to make more money, what kind of characters is likely to be successful, what kind of philosophy rich men tend to have, and more before he makes a big decision. I read a book, listened to rich people, absorbed as much financial knowledge as possible from them, and grabbed my better understanding as I spend time. Again, I never say I'm rich yet. Concentration and utilizing a Google research are an important key factor to succeed your goal. When you focus on one thing in concentration of energy and of your interest, the best result can be obtained. I think that's true. Distractions can be obstacles to disturb your concentration, like general noise, other people's conversation, TV, music, and anything else that departs your attention from the task. But to make the most of your focus time, you might want to take time to recognize what those distractions triggers are for you, and then take action to remove them from your workplace. That's my advice you can follow right now. I hope it works for you. I found a tendency highly successful people have in common. That is, they tend to have their haters. Look at the Trump. He has millions of haters, right? Basically, successful people do not keep a promise or make it on time whatever they do because they are busy. So let's say I was a classmate of Donald Trump from high school. I invited him for a reunion party, right? Trump doesn't make it. When he makes a business, millions of billions of dollars move from one to the other. He doesn't have time doing things for me because his time is limited. A lot of his classmates want to see him as I do, but they are all declined. They send him an invitation, but it's rejected. So people feel Trump gets cocky or arrogant. People start to speak ill of him so much. When things like that happen to you, that's a sign you are successful. Once you get rich and successful, you're gonna have a lot of haters. In other words, if people don't call you a loser, that means you are of no value. Your time is not important for people. Did you guys know Justin Bieber has entered into a partnership with a company selling weed? That's called the cannabis business, right? Am I right? Yeah. I think that's marijuana. When we knew he started a marijuana business, a lot of haters put the nasty comments on the internet, like internet troll, and his news blew up. We got it flaming. I'm not sure if he's doing good or bad, but Justin is successful because he has a lot of haters. I never say this hypothesis is always right, but I guess haters, internet troll, and mocking are not always negative, only if it means. I hope especially my classmate would have watched my video only if he understood my English. I really want to inform him of my honest opinion. I am so sorry.